Once upon a time, in a small village called Umudim, there lived a little girl named Igbo Amaka. Amaka was known for her bright eyes, wide smile, and mischievous nature. She loved adventures and was always curious about everything around her. One sunny morning, Amaka decided to visit her grandmother, Nika, who lived on the other side of the village. Nika always had the best stories and the yummiest treats. Amaka skipped along the path, singing a happy song. When she arrived, Nika welcomed her with open arms and a plate of fresh, sweet mangoes. "Thank you," Nika, Amaka said, her eyes twinkling with delight as she bit into a juicy mango. As they sat together, Nika began to tell Amaka a story about a magical garden hidden deep in the forest. The garden was full of the most beautiful flowers and delicious fruits, but it was guarded by a fierce, old tortoise named Ijapa. "I want to see the magical garden," Amaka exclaimed. Her curiosity piqued. "Be careful, Amaka," Nika warned. "Ijapa is very wise and doesn't like visitors," but Amaka was determined. The next day, she set off on her adventure to find the magical garden. She walked through the forest, following the path that Nika had described. Soon she came across a gate covered in vines. She knew she had found the entrance to the magical garden. Quietly, she pushed the gate open and slipped inside. Her eyes widened as she saw the garden filled with colorful flowers and fruit trees. She couldn't resist picking a ripe guava and biting into it. The taste was heavenly. Just then, Amaka heard a rustling sound. She turned around and saw Ijapa slowly making his way towards her. "What are you doing here, little girl?" Ijapa asked in a deep, rumbling voice. Amaka's heart raced, but she stood her ground. "I just wanted to see the magical garden," she replied bravely. Ijapa looked at her for a long moment. Then he chuckled. "You have a brave heart, Amaka, but you must know, this garden is not for everyone." Amaka nodded. "I understand. I'm sorry for entering without permission." Ijapa smiled kindly. "Since you are honest and brave, I will let you visit the garden. But remember, you must always respect the rules and never take more than you need." Amaka agreed and thanked Ijapa. From that day on, she visited the magical garden often. Always careful to follow Ijapa's rules, she shared the fruits with her family and friends, telling them the stories Nika had shared with her. One evening, as the sun set over Umudim, Nika and Amaka sat together, watching the stars twinkle in the sky. "You did well, Amaka," Nika said, smiling proudly. "You learned that true magic lies in respect and honesty." Amaka hugged her grandmother tightly. "Thank you, Nika. I'll always remember that." And so Amaka continued to explore the world around her with a heart full of wonder and a spirit of kindness. The villagers loved her, and she became known as the little girl who found the magical garden and made friends with a wise old tortoise. From that day on, whenever anyone saw Amaka, they would say, "Igbo Amaka, the brave girl with a heart of gold," and Amaka would smile, knowing that her adventures were just beginning.